Namaste, my beautiful Cancerians. Thank you so very much for joining me here this week. This reading is for November 17th to November 23rd, and I'm doing it different than I have in the past. I'm doing each sign's readings, and feel free to, obviously take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. But also watch your rising and your moon sign as well, if you know it, because there may be some tidbits of information or guidance that you might get from your moon sign and your rising sign. So watching all three can really benefit you. So, my darling Cancerians, this week of November 17th to 23rd brings a sacred pause, if you will, a cosmic breath, a time to kind of step back as Mercury does this retrograde dance that it does, 3 to 4 times a year. And it's really asking all of us to slow down, to revisit, realign, and recalibrate our life towards what matters to us the most. Okay? And then we have Jupiter and Saturn guiding us towards greater wisdom and reminding us that reflection creates transformation. Okay, so take time to go within to reflect on everything that you have gone through, and that's where the transformation happens, because awareness is the key to everything. So for you, my darling Cancerians, this week of November 17th to 23rd is about realigning with your emotional truth. Your heart knows what's ready to be released. Your heart already knows what you need to let go of. So allow yourself to feel it without judgment, okay? When you nurture your own energy first, because, we could have children, we could have parents that we take care of, we could have so much on our plate. But when we nurture our own energy first, others naturally follow that light. Okay? So your mantra, my darling Cancerians, is I am safe to feel and free to heal. I am safe to feel and free to heal. Okay? So just hold on to that and repeat that mantra this week. Now, for this week, I have picked 5 different decks, so I'm doing a little bit more of an in-depth reading, and I'm going to just switch my screen so you can see my other table as I shuffle your cards. So just bear with me. All right, there we go. So I've got 5 different decks, as I mentioned, and I was guided by Spirit to use these decks. The first deck that I'm shuffling is the Chakra Oracle. So we all have energy centers in our body. So I ask Spirit and Source to guide us today to give our beautiful Cancer collective the messages that will most resonate with their soul for this week of November 17th to 23rd. Okay, so there's your first card coming out. The second card is our Soul Truth card. So what is our soul trying to tell the Cancer collective? What is the soul trying to tell the Cancer collective for the week of November 17th to 23rd? Wow. Soul seems to have a very, very specific message, my darling Cancerians, but this one almost wanted to flip out. So that's the one I'm going to take. This is the Energy Healing Oracle. Nope. That's the one. Okay, this is the one that's wanting to flip out. Beautiful. Oh, that just kind of flopped right on the table, so that's the one. And the very last deck that I have, it's the Archangel, so let's see what the Archangels have. And there we go. Beautiful. All right, so these are the cards for the Cancer Collective for the week of November 17th to 23rd. And I'm just going to flip my screen again. All right, there we go. So let me grab these cards in the order that they came out so I can channel the messages for you. And please excuse that noise. I have my phone near me and I'm getting some messages right now. So, okay. All right. So for the very first card that you got from the soul alignment deck is divine consciousness. Divine consciousness. Now, this card is all about the crown chakra. It's a clear knowing. It's a divine download from spirit, from God, that comes to you. And it's about knowing that you are getting this divine light coming into your crown chakra at this time. It's a time of interconnectedness with spirit, with God, with your angels and guides, light pouring on you, and knowing that, you know, you are one with the divine consciousness around you. Now, what I'm getting for those of you, my darling Cancerians that are joining me here today, is that there could be some stress around you at this time, fears, doubts, anxieties, and it could be referring to any area of your life. It could be finances, it could be family, it could be work, it could be health. But that is you know, clouding your crown chakra. Okay, so spirit is asking that this week that you take time to meditate, to pray, and to call upon your masters, your angels, your guides, and God to help you to receive the divine downloads that are available to you at this time. And I do find that the crown chakra is I know. I know. So saying, I know that God is with me. I know that I am receiving divine downloads for a higher perspective and consciousness towards a situation that I'm going through. So meditation, prayers, grounding would be very important at this time, so that you can be more connected and awaken the crown chakra. Okay, beautiful, beautiful message. And I just had my puppy come into the room, so if she makes some noise, I'll remove her, but she wants to be near me right now. The second card that each of you got, my darling Cancerian collective, and this is from your soul truth. It is, what can I do to make a difference? What can I do to make a difference? So, what keeps you up at night, my darling Cancerians? What makes you cringe when you think about it? Such that every ounce of you screams no more. So what is it that bothers you? What is it that keeps you up at night? When you can create purpose out of your pain, that is when the magic happens, okay? So there is some stress that I'm sensing for my Cancerians this week, something that keeps you up at night. It could be a family situation, it could be financial or health situation. Everybody is going through their own thing. So you take this how it resonates with you, but your soul is asking you, what can I do to make a difference? Now, your soul action for this week is make a difference in someone's life today, big or small, because all of it makes a difference. So what I hear Spirit saying is that when we are, when we have too much on us, too much pressure, too much fear, too many responsibilities, trying to please everyone and bring balance into our life, that can really cloud our crown chakra from getting the divine guidance and the connectedness that we need from God, from Spirit, okay? So, you are being asked to think about What keeps you up at night? What's keeping your mind so clouded, so stressed? And to try to release that this week. And the way to release it is to make a difference in someone's life. So if you stop focusing on the issue at hand, even just for a little while, and not trying to minimize, my darling Cancerians, what kind of stress you may be going through at this time, but taking your focus off of it and just doing something for someone else, even if it's the tiniest act of kindness, that will rebalance you. Okay? Now you could be saying, I have all of this already on my plate. I don't even have time for myself. How could I possibly do any more for anybody else? And this is it. This is the thing. When we have been given a situation in which we have no choice but to do certain things, whether for family, whether for friends, neighbors, colleagues, partners, whatever it is, and it becomes so overwhelming that it becomes burdensome. We do it out of an obligation to do it. It's almost like being in a hamster wheel, whether it's work. But take yourself out of that for just the time being. Say you're at a Starbucks, or if you're in the States or Canada or any place, and there may be somebody behind you in a drive-through. Pay for their coffee, or compliment somebody, or just these little tiny acts that lighten up someone's day, not because you have to, not because you're obligated to, but because we all know that Cancerians have a massive heart. They are so full of love. They overgive at times. They are leaders. They help so many people. And, Cancerians are all about home and family, and they take on a lot of responsibility, right? So, but what Spirit is asking of you is to just step back from all that's on your plate this week and to allow yourself to give without obligation or because it's asked of you, but to do it because you want to do it. And when you do it because you want to do it, that small act of kindness, things start to change. And the crown chakra will then awaken so that you can get the divine downloads of what you need to be doing or how you can serve yourself better. Fill your own cup so that you're able to be such a support for others. Okay? And I hope that resonates with you. The third card that you got, my darling Cancerians, in God's hands. In God's hands. Is that something? Now, my trust in life is implicit. My trust in life is implicit. God's greater knowing and greatest love guide my heart and my choices. God's greater knowing and greatest love guide my heart and my choices. My faith is steady. My faith is steady, and I remain true to my light. No matter what is placed upon you, my darling Cancerians, you remain true to your light because you know that God's grace is upon you. Everything unfolds, my darling Cancerians, according to God's will. So whatever you may be going through that's causing you the turmoil, that may be causing you the sleepless nights and the stress, this could be relationships, this could be finances, it could be health, it could be a combination. Take it how it resonates with you. But it is most definitely in God's hands. And not only that, but what has been placed in your life path is for a purpose. It's for a purpose of realigning you back to your center and to yourself. Because if you weren't on this hamster wheel of doing and of giving and of being everybody's crutch and almost losing your own balance amongst it all, you wouldn't stop to say, hey, I need to put on my own mask before I put on others, right? Just like when you're in an airplane and you watch the flight attendants and they always say, put on your own mask and then put on your child's mask, right? So take that how that resonates with you, but that's what I'm getting from your message. Okay, my darling Cancerians. The fourth card that you got, my darling Cancerians, is the Six of Fire. the Six of Fire. This is an exciting and powerful card. This is a card that screams victory, my darling Cancerians. It's about good news that's coming to you, public recognition for things that you have done, because my darling Cancer Collective, you guys are such givers. And so you may have already been doing all of this. But if you've been waiting for some sort of news, know that victory is at hand. And I also feel this could be something related to finances or settlement, something to do with court, pension, anything in the legal system, justice system, even if it's a purchase of something, loans, anything like that, that could be very positive for you at this time. It could also be related to family, maybe trying to get more help with family so you could take a little bit more time for yourself. That's what I'm getting for you, my darling Cancerians. The last card, the fifth card, is claircognizant. Wow, claircognizance. Claircognizance, my darlings, is the crown chakra. You can't make this stuff up. Claircognizance, divine downloads are trying to come in. Take time for you, my darling Cancerians. And it is beloved Archangel Uriel, whose name means light of God. So know that you are surrounded by spirit. You are surrounded by divine love and light, your angels, your guides, and you are being guided to pay attention to your thoughts and the ideas that come to you at this time, because my darling Cancerians, they are your answered prayers. Wow, what a deep reading. So this is magnificent. There's we're talking about the crown chakra and the fears, the doubts, anxieties that you've been going through, maybe the over putting into things and just staying awake at night. It's bothering you so much, which is kind of blocking the crown chakra, blocking the guidance that's trying to come down. And Spirit is asking you to detour your focus just a little bit away from the stress. And the best way to do it is to just do a little act of kindness, little things throughout your day. I know that Cancer Collective are just so loving, and you probably do so much, but doing things intentionally, little tiny things that bring up somebody's day, will take your mind off the stress that you've been feeling. And once that happens, you're going to get a peace within yourself, knowing that, hey, life is good and everything is in God's hands. Everything. All my prayers have been heard. And indeed, my darling Cancerians, they've been answered, because this is a time of victory for you. So just remember not to focus on the stress, the fear, the doubt, the anxiety, the overburden that you've been going through right now. Try to keep your mind clear. And as you do this, and you focus on kindness and generosity and compassion. I know that it's Thanksgiving in the United States, so happy Thanksgiving to all of you, my darling Cancerians. Give thanks, because there's so many blessings coming to you. Great victory, a time of good news, a time of public recognition, and pay attention, my darlings, to your thoughts, because you are getting divine downloads at this time. And so once you take away the stress and focus on something else, and acts of kindness are the best way, even though you do so much already, you're going to start to see the blessings pour into your life. Okay, my darling Cancerians? Well, there you have it. Those were your special messages for the week of November 17th to November 23rd. I hope they resonated with you. Thank you so very much for liking, for sharing, for commenting. I've changed this a little bit, so I'm doing 12 readings a week rather than one. And I've been super busy. So just by liking and subscribing, commenting on my YouTube channel, my website, subscribing to it can make a world of difference for me. And it can allow me to continue to do this until I'm ready to start doing personal readings. Okay, my darlings? Well, I wish you a most magnificent week ahead. All my love. Namaste.